stated, agreements made in this context, IPCO context, in 2015, strong agreement, hard agreements by all of the parliaments. However, as far as we are concerned, a new trajectory is to be entered, and that is the legislative trajectory to come to a kingdom law. And it is especially in that area that the members, all of the members of all of the parliaments of the kingdom need to have that resolve that we want to come out of now that trajectory with a dispute regulation that we believe meets the needs of all of the countries of the kingdom. The matter of Venezuela and the effect of the situation there for our countries. Again, it's an area where we must work together and assist where necessary in order for us to face the effects of that situation. So I am still pleased, after all the days of discussions, that the members of this IPCO are confident to move ahead together and work on the matters, not only those that I mentioned, but all of them. Share information with regard to election observation, exchange information, as I mentioned, about the sustainable development goals and the progress or bottlenecks that we might encounter in achieving those goals. Also important during the discussions today, up to today, is of course the relationships within the kingdom and inventorizing our feelings about that relationship. We have some good things going on in the kingdom. We also feel there are some bottlenecks in that relationship. We look at a charter that has governed us for so many decades, but the best thing of all of it is that we are prepared to talk about these issues. Without any further ado, I want to thank you once again. Media, thank you for joining in. Persons on St. Martin, thank you for following these deliberations over the last couple of days. And again, my heartfelt appreciation to all of the other delegations of Aruba, Curacao, and the Netherlands for your participation and your resolve to come out of this IPCO with the feeling and the confidence that there is a role for us all as parliaments together to play.
Connecting you.
GEBE has been faithfully serving the communities of St. Martin, powering your home and our economy. Come rain or shine, our qualified team of professionals are working hard 24 hours a day to provide you and your family with safe, reliable electricity and water. We use the latest technologies and test our products daily to maintain the highest international standards. Our friendly staff is always there to assist you, whether in person, over the phone, or online. We are committed to constantly improving our products and services, making them more efficient, effective, and environmentally friendly to serve you better today and our next generation of clients tomorrow. GEBE, powering a brighter future.
Our friend Megawati is here with tips to save you energy. 1. Turn your airco temperature up. 2. Use a ceiling fan instead. 3. Buy energy-saving products. Save some green with NVGEBE.
And many thanks to the people of St. Martin for the hospitality that you've shown for the delegations from other countries in the kingdom over the past week. I must say it's been wonderful for us to be on this unique island with a French side and a Dutch side, a governor, a president, and the prime minister, with a kingdom and a French republic, the only country in the kingdom with a female prime minister and a female president of the parliament, and of course, the country with the most cheerful people in the world. So a special thanks, of course, to the Parliament of St. Martin for hosting this edition of IPCO on this beautiful location, and especially the secretaries and the secretaries general of St. Martin, but also Aruba, Curaçao, and the Netherlands for assisting us. It was special for us as a Dutch delegation to be here, of course also in the wake of Hurricane Irma. Last summer, the Second Chamber delegation visited to see with their own eyes the challenges the people of St. Martin face in rebuilding, reconstructing this country. We are glad to see more buildings restored, more roofs repaired, and more hotels open for business today. Yet we also see things aren't as moving as quick as we all want. It's very good news that just this week, the government approved the $100 million for the restoration of the airport terminal building, as well as renewed cooperation with Schiphol Amsterdam Airport. The airport is one of the lifelines of the country and the economy, and with a new terminal, tourism can bounce back further and bounce back stronger. And we think this is the way forward. There is a significant amount of money available. The World Bank and the government of St. Martin work closely to put that money to work. And that is what the people need. Not politicians playing the blame game, or politicians putting one side against each other, but rather good people working together to make it happen. The Netherlands felt a responsibility to support a country of our kingdom in need here after the hurricane. And that's why we hope that the government and the World Bank can put that money to work. Yesterday, the Dutch delegation had a chance to talk with the cabinet ministers of St. Martin about these developments, and we can only say that was a very good, honest, and positive meeting. And in a broader sense, that is the way forward for IPCO too. We've discussed matters of tremendous importance for the countries of the kingdom, especially the situation in Venezuela. We've had plenary round of comments, and on the other hand, several talks in smaller groups in which Curaçao, Aruba, and St. Martin could share their thoughts and their experiences. And the latter was a lot more productive as we found more understanding of what is at stake and how the kingdom can help Aruba and Curaçao and also Bonaire face the big challenges of people fleeing Venezuela for the Leeward Islands. That is what IPCO is about, a forum to respectfully discuss the issues at stake and to find common ground. And when I move on to prepare for the next IPCO this summer in The Hague, that is the purpose that I will keep in mind.
Hello St. Martin, my name is Stephanie Medina and I play football with the Walichi Women Soccer team. I have represented St. Martin in many different games, for example the Dutch Caribbean Women's Soccer Cup. I played against Bonaire, Aruba and Curaçao right here in this stadium. Sports matter to me because it makes me happy, it keeps me fit and healthy, and it is very fun. So I asked the business community to take on this challenge and help us rebuild our facilities. And I also asked the community to nominate the local businesses in your area and take on the challenge and step up for sport. Why? Because sports matter. Check out the Department of Sport Facebook page for more information. Hashtag sports matter, hashtag are you in?
Hey ma, how you doing? You busy?
I hear, just paying some bills, taking care of business, you know what it is?
I know, you're doing your online banking.
I don't have to stand in those long lines to pay bills. I can transfer when I want. I can check my account wherever. It's like the bank open 24/7. I even here checking the statement right now as we're talking. How's Miami?
Well, that's why I'm calling. I'm finishing up a few songs now, but I'm afraid that studio time might be more than I thought. And I was wondering if I could get some help with some funds, and I could pay you back as soon as I get back to St. Martin.
Let me check my account. How much you need?
I think 500 should be enough.
I can transfer it to you while online. Direct from me to you. No problem.
Great. Thank you so much, Ma. I'll get online with Wib now.
Alright, darling. You know who you're for?
I need to know who you're for.
Contact WIB today for your complete personal online banking experience. Available for all mobile devices. The Windward Islands Bank, now your online banking partner in progress.
Who you're for.
I can say that I find that the voice of the people was silenced during the IPCO, and we are trying to appease and please those in power. That's how I felt the IPCO went, because even though we spoke out so strongly on Tuesday, our own government took a decision on Tuesday, the Council of Ministers, to accept conditions that we as a majority, I feel, is unacceptable. So I look forward to seeing the local Parliament of St. Martin also do its job in representing the people, and we will be bringing forth some motions, as these are some of the things that we have an opportunity to do, and then we will let then the majority show what they really stand for in St. Martin.
What is this one positive thing that you would say derived from IPCO 2019?
The great thing about such a consultation is that you can agree, you can disagree, and you can agree to disagree, as the chairlady mentioned. You have made and forged bonds within the different communities. The committees continue to change, so you meet new people at each term. And as I said in my discourse on Tuesday, not everybody is of the opinion as the two most vocal members of the Dutch delegation. So I wanted to hear the opinions and the feelings of the others. But on both very strong points, the spokesperson, the delegation leader said that at this point they reserve to express how they feel. They take note of what we're saying, but they're not expressing what they feel. So you don't know what you're dealing with. So in that, I can only conclude that everybody's not of the same opinion, and so instead of coming across disjointed, the Dutch delegation makes that very bland statement. So what is good about it is that we've heard each other. Well, within the Caribbean part of the kingdom, at least, we still do not know what the Dutch think in its totality, but we will follow the trajectory that is before us to get it done. If it must be discussed again in the next IPCO, this will be brought forward. Something that didn't come out is that we expect to follow up on a monthly basis outside of IPCO. So in whether it's video conferencing, actually going to each other and meeting each other, that we will try to find what is the best way forward in terms of getting a dispute regulation law in place that is good for the Caribbean countries. I'm happy with the ties that I've made with my especially tripartite members and even a few of the Dutch delegation, and I'm hoping that we can understand each other better, and that hopefully, even though we've had our disagreements, that we do understand each other a little bit better.
Thank you very much for this question. Well, of course, the democratic deficit is a different issue. The democratic deficit has to do with the role of the parliaments in the legislative process. So the geschillenregeling has to do with geschillen, with disputes that arise between the governments of the various countries. So there are different things. But if you see it in a broader context, you can see that the geschillenregeling, the dispute settlement regulation, as it is coming into place, hopefully in the near future, is an element in a broader system of checks and balances within the kingdom. So no, it is something different, but yes, it plays a role in the overall system of checks and balances.
Question is directed at the Chair Lady of Parliament. The conclusion of the IPCO declaration has been signed. Can you tell us what are the common understandings in this declaration?
In fact, there are common understanding, Stevens, on basically all of the points. For example, the point that we just discussed in detail here in this press briefing regarding the dispute regulation. It is clearly established by all delegations of the IPCO that the IPCO discussion up to now, those are over where the dispute regulation is concerned. Both Mr. Paternotte and myself explained that it is because of the pushing of IPCO that a law was put in process. However, from that draft to come to a law, another procedure than IPCO is necessary. It is the legislative procedure to come to a kingdom law. The end of that is where a voting will take place in the first and second chambers. There's no other way to come to a kingdom law. And in that procedure, nevertheless, the Caribbean countries of the kingdom have different possibilities. Again, I want to stress it's a possibility one. By the government, not the parliament. A draft can be proposed by the minister plenipotentiary. By the parliaments of the Caribbean countries, they can be involved in the deliberations in the chamber, one. They can propose motions, which would also have to be voted on, and they can propose amendments. But at the end of the day, as the gentleman from Aruba asked, that voting is still in accordance with the voting procedure to come to a kingdom law, where the final word on that is with the first and second chambers. And that is now the focus that we need to have with respect to coming to a dispute regulation law, and hopefully with the input of all of us here and understanding of the decisions taken in IPCO, that we can come to a law that we all feel reflects what we believe is necessary for a dispute regulation. The dispute regulation, and that's also a common point of departure, is necessary, has taken very long. The basis for it is in the charter since 10.10.10, and since 10.10.10 at least it has been acknowledged there should be a dispute regulation. And the step that we're at right now is the procedure to come to law. And that's where it will either go or stop.
To start with, this was a very expensive exercise. All Dutch faction leaders from Holland, faction leaders from Aruba, Curaçao, my person as an advisor to Dr. Moses in Curaçao, came to this event. I would like to cut through all of the talk because a lot of talk have taken place these 5 days. I've been a politician for years, and as an advisor, I always try to stick to basics. We are leaving here today. And the question that I have, what are we going to tell the 12,000 unemployed people in Curaçao? What are we going to tell the people here in St. Martin that still don't have a roof and get wet with their tarpaulin every time it rains? What are we going to tell the people who are working for the oil refinery in Curaçao, and that oil refinery will close anytime now? What are we going to tell the people that float up dead? They are found floating dead on the beach in Curaçao. My problem is the authority that we have has diminished to little or nothing. Our independence that we had as a political union has diminished to little of nothing. The dispute regulation that we discussed, the response we got from the Dutch we have no position on that yet. An unacceptable answer. Because if we talk about an organized country, if we talk about a people that prepare, I studied in Ireland for many years, are the Dutch. So the thing is, our politicians now, because that's where I would like to end, our politicians have to get more courage. We have too many politicians in St. Martin that are useless. That's all I can call them. We have some young ones that just come in. I'm very, very pleased with Silveria. I heard her speak, and she was firing. I was very pleased to talk off record with Mr. Chris. I was very pleased to talk to Mr. York, Mr. Bryson, that's on the committee. Very pleased. So the new generation has to make the difference. The old generation, one, lacked the courage, two, lacked the chutzpah, the push, and three, should not be there anymore. At the end of the day, I would like to say, we talked, and we talked. It was an expensive, practically useless gathering.
It's been said that behind every door, possibility awaits. How much possibility depends on which door you open first. Every day, we help our customers discover the possibilities in their lives. It all starts with a conversation. Scotiabank. Discover what's possible.
Of the social protection floor is no eradication of poverty. The social protection floor, as being discussed on a yearly basis in Geneva at the ILO conference, the ILC as we would call it, the International Labour Conference, has been a reoccurring topic. And at that point in time, we are noticing as a consumer foundation that the social protection floor, which consists of the maximum amounts for social pension for pensioners, widows, orphans, and disabled, the minimum wage and the maximum social allowance in a stage, in the Kingdom of the Netherlands for years, donkey years, unequal social protection floor has been in existence. This inequality since 1979, the Kingdom of the Netherlands has ratified the International Covenant on Economic, Social, and Cultural Rights. The social protection floor in the Kingdom had to be made equal. In the Netherlands, the social protection floor for people not to be in poverty is much higher than in the Caribbean part of the kingdom. Even in the best islands, the Dutch government does not want to provide the people with the same social protection floor as in the Netherlands. The government of the Netherlands Antilles and subsequent government of Curaçao, Aruba, and St. Martin continued and maintained the inequality in the social protection floor by not equalizing them to the same level as in the Netherlands. Where cost of living in St. Martin is the highest in the kingdom, Maintaining the social protection floor at the current level will not eradicate the poverty. The politicians in St. Martin Parliament have not legislated an equal social protection floor, hiding behind another government program which announces a new study to determine the poverty line. In our last meeting we had in Parliament of St. Martin, we have argued that for an equal social protection floor, equal pension, equal minimum wage, equal social allowance, they must just copy and paste the Dutch legislation and the Dutch amounts. We agree with the parliamentarians in the dialogue that we need our own data to determine a more equitable social protection in this part of the kingdom. The Dutch Nibud Institute has researched and determined that based on the cost of living that increased in Bonaire since 10-10-10, that households need to get at least $2,222 a month. If a two-person household of adults need this amount not to be in poverty, then the minimum wage in Bonaire should be at least $1,111 per person. And if because of the wage level a household does not reach a minimum of $2,222 a month, a supplementary income as social allowance must be provided to the family. Because of cost of living in St. Martin is much higher than in Bonaire, we need to have the politicians and the parliamentarians to start to legislate at least the amounts legislated in the Netherlands.